360 Strong Women. Today we're going to do a shoulder shape up. You're going to get a set of weights that are appropriate for you, preferably lighter weights when we come away from our body, maybe heavier ones when you're closer to the body. And we're going to get started, step side to side. We want to warm up. We're going to warm up the shoulders really well. I've got some shoulder exercises that can also be therapy exercises. We want to keep those shoulders and rotators in good shape. So we're going to work the anterior, medial, and posterior part of the shoulder. And of course, we want to get the whole body warmed up. So that includes legs because we want oxygenated blood coming in. As you know, and remember, shoulders and hips follow each other. So I'm going to do some movements with the shoulders, up and over. You can step side to side too if you want, instead of marching in place. Either one works. Remember, the shoulders are made for range of motion. And then both shoulders are different. Pin the shoulder blades back. So the first thing I want to do with you while we are getting warmed up is called IYTW. And you should be doing this one all the time. If you have gone into my shoulder rehab video, if you haven't, hit the button, like, subscribe, and share, and go into that. That gives you all the therapies for your shoulder that we should be doing to keep them nice and healthy. The first one's called IYTW. We're going to take that I all the way up to the top, split it open for Y, drop the hands down for T, roll the shoulders, stack that scapula, bring it up for W. Then I'm going to move my shoulder girdle into scarecrow and come out in this position, I, Y, T, W. Push to the top, I, Y, T, W, I, Y, T, W. A couple more times, I, Y, T, W. Over we go, I, Y, T, W. One more time, I, Y, T, W, and around, I, Y, T, and W. Then you can circle your arms up, make that big range of motion. Then I'm going to come up, down, forward, and back. Up, down, forward, and back. Warming everything up, down, forward, and back. And notice, even when I'm just warming up, I've got a split stance because why? I'm protecting that low back because I'm working upper body, down, forward, dumping forward, putting extension in the spine, and opening everything up. Rotator cuffs, anterior part of the shoulder, pectorials, back. Roll that shoulder, roll the elbow, take that big circle, and breath up. One more thing we're going to do. So I want you to roll the shoulders back, keep an apple under the chin, pull everything in tight. I'm going to take one side, doesn't matter which side, and take my shoulder up to my ear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hold it there. Keep that apple under your chin. We're not going to push our neck forward. We want to keep that in a neutral position and then bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should feel that release. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it there. Remember to tap your head over your shoulder. and then bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take that breath up. Exhale it out and go ahead and pick up your weights. I'm going to use the pink ones today just so that you can see what I'm doing with the weights. They just show up better on camera. And I'm going to start a little bit catty corner so that you can also see. What I want to do is shoulder press first. I'm going to make goalposts. Notice that my shoulders and my hips are aligned. I'm not here and I'm not here. I see this a lot. This means your weights are too heavy if you can't hold them straight out here in a lateral position. Now when I push them forward, I want to push them forward and tap them up so that when I look up, I can see my weight. I don't want to hyperextend over my head here. That will put too much pressure on the rotator cuff, and we don't want to injure our rotator cuffs. They connect everything together, and they're small, and we don't want to hurt those. We want to keep them nice and safe. So here we go. Palms in to start. You're going to come up, palms out. So palms facing out to you. And then we're going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And that's your 15. So bring your weights close to you when you finish your set, just so they're just not hanging out there. And that one, shoulder press, is the one that if you're short on time and you're doing shoulders and doing biceps and doing triceps, say you're doing a full body, if you're short on time, shoulder press is the one. It's going to get into all three of the deltoid muscles a little bit. So that's the one you would do, just like if you are short on time with legs, you're going to do lunges because it works around the muscle groups a little bit more. Right now we're going to get into front lateral raise. So we're working the anterior, the front part of your deltoid, so the anterior part. And we're just going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. It's not high. It's even with your shoulder here. It's not here. We tend to go out of contraction. So lifting it higher doesn't mean it's harder. It means you've gone out of contraction. Make it nice and level. It's going to be single, single, double. Exhale, inhale. Split your stance, working upper body. We're not rocking our back, not using our low back to lift. You're working that anterior part of the shoulder. And done. We're going to work more into the medial part. It's going to hit all of them as well. It's similar to a shoulder press, but it's called an Arnold press. So what you'll do is start with your palms out, tapping by the belly button. And we're going to make an oval coming up over, tap at the top, not hyperextending, tap where you would tap shoulder press, and then bring it back down. So you're making this big like oval shape. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you come back down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. And then bring it in. You can squat down, put down your weights, keep your apple under your chin. We don't want to drop our head below our heart. And then again, rinse out your wrist, roll out your shoulder if you need to. If you need a little stretch on that, take it. Put your hands behind and then drop them down. Pin the shoulder blades back and just allow everything to stretch a little bit. You can bring your arm around to the front. When you do this shoulder stretch, it's a really nice squeeze. We want to be on the shoulder and stay away from the elbow joint. So I'm not putting my hand on my elbow at all. So I want to not damage the tendon and the ligament there. You come around to the other side, and then you can work your hands if you need to. And again, if you need a weighted glove, you can do that. Okay, that was medial, anterior, medial. Now we're going to go to the posterior. Sometimes I do these on the floor, and I've done them in other videos. Today we're going to do a standing rear delt fly. I'm going to squat down for my weights, split my stance, and hip hinge so that I'm almost in prone position. So when I come back, I'm going to fly back and bring it down. It's not this fly, right? That's going to push me into my back muscles. I'm going to stay in that posterior part of the shoulder, so it's just a push back, and then down. Exhale, inhale. And done. Nice. We want to go back to that medial part. And the reason why we're going to do another one for the middle is because your deltoid is 3 muscles: anterior, medial, posterior. And that's why it's called a deltoid for 3 sides. It comes down, and there's a little point on your shoulder. Sometimes you have a little dip here, right? If you're making, let's see it, right? So that's where they all connect. And then they connect onto the bicep and the tricep, and it's all together. But it's called the origination point. And we want to make sure that origination point stays nice and strong. And so side lateral raises will help you get there. I'm going to do one side at a time because I want to really focus on my form here. Sometimes when we come out on both sides, right, I can't tell if my right side or my left side is being dominant. And I want that information for myself as I'm growing and learning on my wellness. I always will pick, as you know, a right and a left just to check and give myself some information. I want my apple under my chin. I'm going to pull the pit of the belly in and up, roll the shoulders back, lift. It's not high. It's lateral. And I'm not locking out my elbow. I want to keep my elbow nice and soft and bring it down. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Notice that my back's not moving. I'm not doing anything with my neck. And yes, you can do all of these with resistance bands. So if you don't have a set of dumbbells, and you have a small space, these workouts are meant for small spaces anyway. I live in a very small space. I've got plenty of room to do all of these videos. You can use a therapy band, you can use a resistance band. They're easier to store than dumbbells. So it would be the same thing. You would just be using your band. 2 more. Last set. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Really nice. We're going to do 1 more, and then I'm going to stretch out. Now we're going to do this one on the ground, so you're going to meet me on your mat. You can do this with a band as well, a therapy band. This one is a really good one because it works the shoulder, but it's also a therapy exercise. If you've ever had a shoulder injury or rotator cuff injury, you have done these in PT. And again, you can then flip from this video into that shoulder kind of therapy video, and I will leave the link in the description below, and then you can just go ahead and work your therapies as well. We want to keep those shoulders nice and strong. So I'm going to come on to my side, and remember, I want my shoulders and my hips to be in alignment, and I want my shoulder and my elbow and my wrist to be in alignment as well. And I'm going to pull my weight close to my body. This, I would suggest for this exercise that you lighten it up. My elbow is going to be tight to my rib cage, to my body. And all I'm going to do is lift it and then bring it down. So exhale, and an inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Nice. Exhale, inhale. Can you do this standing? Yes, you can. I'm just stabilizing your body while you're doing this. Can you tie your band to a doorknob and do these? Yes. Your physical therapist will have shown you how to do that, and you can do that. You should start to be feeling fatigue in the shoulders. And 1 more. Yeah. Woo, we're getting that all nice and tired out. Now starting to push into rotator cuffs, your pectorals, and your back muscles. So your lats and your traps, because your shoulders getting fatigued. And the shoulders are the ones that usually want to take over for other body parts. But when they get fatigued, then you'll feel it kind of all over. So again, I want to be on my hip. I want to make sure my hips and my shoulders are in alignment. My wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder are going to be in alignment. I'm going to pull my weight close to my body and make sure that my elbow is tucked into my side body. I'm going to exhale as I come up. Inhale. Two more. Last one. On that 15 rep, doing that one, you should feel like the lactic acid sitting in the muscle. You should feel that kind of that burning sensation because you're just getting fatigued out. That is it. Now, we only did 1 set of everything, but we worked 3-dimensional all the way around the muscle. If you wanted to finish shoulders off, you could go into the playlist and pull up a shoulder workout and do that. You could do this one 2 more times if you felt the need for that, or you could go into that shoulder therapy one, and that will really help you, 1, keep your shoulders nice and healthy, and 2, work them to fatigue. If you're used to lifting very heavy, consider form first over everything else. There's nothing wrong with lifting heavy. You should be lifting heavy, but work up to it. If you're just starting out, let's not lift heavy. Let's lift appropriately and then work up to it. So about every 4 weeks, you should be going up in weight. If you're working on an injury, you've had an injury, you need to come back down in weight, do the therapies, and then work back up to it. No problem. I want to stretch you out. So I'm going to sit back a little bit more. And I'm going to roll my shoulders back and then do this nice shoulder stretch. We're going to do a prone shoulder stretch as well. That's really going to open up the shoulder and the shoulder girdle and your rotator cuffs. So we want to work that as well. Since they're all specially connected, we want to make sure that they're staying, and all of the fascia around the shoulder girdle and all of the ligaments and tendons, we want to make sure that they're staying nice and, al dente, nice and fluid for you. Then you can take the top part of your hand, put it to the low part of your body, reach around, and open that up. Just breathe into it. And then I'm going to come around for this side. And just take notice. Be aware of where I feel tightness. So this shoulder is definitely tighter than my other shoulder, which can be unusual because I'm right-handed, not left-handed, but this one's just, I think because I had that little neck issue, it affected my shoulder, so it's a little tighter. And I have to work to get it stretched out a little bit more. It's all good. There's always going to be something going on in your body. So it's good just to be aware so that you know what you need to do to get in those good therapies. It might be going into the playlist and doing, what do I do if I'm injured? And we go through all of the rice mice protocols and what you should be doing, and how you can heal yourself but still keep moving forward. Which is always a question. Now that I've injured myself, now what? Because at some point during your journey on working out, you're going to sustain an injury, not because you're being careless but just because that's how life is. I'm going to move this up a little bit more so that you can see. And I believe we've done this one before, but we're going to do it again. So I'm going to lay in a prone position, meaning face down. I want to push my anterior deltoid and my little rotators all the way down. So pushing one side down. And then I'm going to gently roll up. Now, if you need a pillow or something for your neck to keep your neck in a neutral position, you can do that. You can also raise your other hand or take a bind if you need it and open up that side. And just breathe into it. Then I'm very gently going to release and very gently roll back. Now you can take a little breath in, breath out, and then we'll go to the other side. I'm gently going to push in. Make sure my neck is in a neutral position, apple under the chin, pull the pit of the belly in and up. I don't want to drop my head below my heart. And then I'm going to decide, do I leave my arm here? Do I try to work the bind and open it up? And then very gently come down. Now you can do your I, Y, T, and W here as well. So you can do those therapies in this plane of motion. as well. You can take a nice child's pose if you need to and put your shoulders in flexion here and get that nice stretch. So as you inhale, you're going to lengthen through. As you exhale, you're going to lower the glutes. Take a breath in, take a breath out. And then exhale that all away. All right. And that's it. That's your shoulder shape up. We concentrated working three-dimensionally around the shoulder. We've tackled our anterior, our medial, and our posterior shoulder. We've included some rotator cuff stretching, and we did the therapy exercise. When in doubt, when you're short on time, shoulder press always the way to go. You can use resistance bands or you can use dumbbells. Remember, when you are farther away from your body, you may need to lighten up the weight. That's okay. And we want to make sure that we're in good form. So parallel, not up here. You're out of contraction. And not hyperextending behind your head. You want to keep it right in front of you and then pull it back. On that Arnold press and the shoulder press, just to make sure that you're not hyperextending your rotator cuffs. Then warm up really, really good. Always do those IYTWs. It's really good for you for everyday stretch for the shoulders to keep them nice and healthy. I hope that you like this video. I enjoyed making it. Your action point is to hit the button, like, subscribe, and share to our channel so that you can get all your workouts. We work the pillars of wellness. There's healthy eating, nutrition together, just healthy tips, coffee talks on wellness, healthy sleep, hygiene. If you are an individual who has trouble with sleep, you'll want to check out those sleep videos, meditation for de-stressing, stress management, yoga, and then all kinds of workouts. We work out with toys, we work out with weights, bands, cardio, body weight. There's a lot of them. I try to keep that nice and short, as you know, so that you can mix and match them. And that's it. So that's it for today's video. I hope that I'll see you for the next one. Don't forget, live your life 360. That just means whole body, whole person wellness. We'll see you next time. Bye.